Welcome to Zoo TV.
I don't think there's ever been a standard U2 show.
This is the 90s. That's really it. This is the 90s.
By the mid-1980s, U2 were already the band of the decade. The band Time magazine called rock's hottest ticket.
You gotta move on, really. There's no point in doing the same old moves, same old shapes.
So it seems to be, this is their, this is for the 90s, but that just makes it easier for people like you.
I'm ready.
By common consent, Achtung Baby took the 90s head on. The challenge now was to put together a different kind of live show, a visual metaphor for the complex, fractured and above all, exciting music of the album. Enter Zoo TV. Zoo TV may be the show for the 90s, but the idea had its origins much earlier.
When we played the Point Depot on New Year's Eve, 1989, just at the turn of the decade, which was a nice pompous moment for us, we had this big concert and we broadcast it right over Russia and Eastern Europe. We printed in Soviet magazines the cover for the bootlegs that would be made, so people could actually have the set list and a U2 cover. So it's the biggest bootleg I think ever in rock and roll. We were all just a bit kind of taken aback by the idea that you can just transmit a concert on radio. And so Zoo TV is it's the equivalent of taking that concert in the Point Depot, which was a bootleg in the a radio bootleg, and making a visual TV bootlegs.
The show is a roller coaster of images and text, a visual explosion. It's also an incredibly complex technical feat, a full TV operation that travels with the band and generates its own images. So is U2, a band famed for lightness of foot, tied down by the weight of technology?
I'm starting to think that maybe rather than making things more structured, I'm now kind of into the idea of making it less structured. So we have all this technology, but it's sort of following us rather than the other way around. It's a trap you can easily get into where you end up chasing around after a computer, where what we're trying to do, what we're aiming for is the opposite, that it's really under our control.
Zoo TV has quickly re-established the band as rock's hottest ticket. So great was demand that in several cities, the phone systems simply shut down, overwhelmed by the number of calls. In Los Angeles alone, there were over 2 million calls for 26,000 tickets.
It's a staggering thing to think about, isn't it?
It's only a rock and roll band. It's a great rock and roll band, but it's only a rock and roll band.
Zoo TV is now on its way to Britain, starting in London and Birmingham in May, returning in June to Sheffield, Glasgow and Manchester. And having seen it in America, I can assure you this show is the real thing. The Fly was the first hit from U2's album Achtung Baby and went straight to the top of the charts. It also provided Bono with an alter ego, and it would appear that's something he enjoys.
Finally, I've gotten to be the poser I always wanted to be.
Maybe that's because the very richness of the Zoo TV stage show perfectly complements the diverse music of the album. Indeed, The Fly is only one of a series of characters, absurd or ironic, who roam the Zoo TV set, masquerading as Bono.
Yeah, there's a lot of kitsch in the show, and it's sort of Las Vegas trash. I mean, it's a way of me. I enjoy some of the more absurd sides of rock and roll, and I used to be shy of that. I used to kind of hide from it, and I was afraid that the bullshit would kind of overtake us. And it did, but now I think it's okay. You actually find out that you like some of the bullshit. I mean, some of it's fun. You put on a mirror ball suit. It's hard to take yourself seriously.
And if that sounds to you contrary to U2's image of being very serious, maybe that's what Achtung Baby is all about.
The sound of 4 men chopping down the Joshua Tree, yeah. Yeah, I think this record is not maybe a conscious way, but in a subconscious way. You know, we're reacting against maybe the myth of U2. This record was in a sense, it was our attempt at doing something that was to take the air out of that particular balloon and deflate that whole mega U2 thing a bit. And it's more fun for us, you know. I mean, this show gives us a chance to deal with real irony and humor, and it's throwaway, but at the same time, it's incredibly heavy. It's kind of more accurate, you know. That's what we're like. We're heavy with a sense of humor. We tried the no laughing rule, and it just never worked. It's terrible. To fill up your room, you've been living underground, you've been eating from a can, you've been running away from what you don't understand. The one thing the band have always taken seriously is the music, but in the live setting there's still a chance for fun, with the crew surprising the band by producing a belly dancer to perform during their hit Mysterious Ways.
It's all right, it's all right, it's all right. I have a weakness for belly dancers. They make me wriggle. It was nice to be surprised by a belly dancer like that. And to see her perform the other night, you know, we gave her a call. She was, I think it was 3 hours before the show. They called her up and said, "Do you want to actually do it for real?" And she turned up in Miami and danced for the first time in front of 20,000 people. She didn't even notice them. She was just listening to the music. Isn't that amazing?
As it happened, it was quite a break for Christina Petro, who hasn't stopped dancing since.
Did I disappoint you? Leave a bad taste in your mouth. You act like you never had love. You want me to go without. Well, it's too late tonight to drag the dirt out into the light. We're not the same. We'll get to carry each other, carry
One is the third single from U2's latest album. All the royalties go to the AIDS Alliance. It's not the first time U2 have got behind such a cause. Their backing for Amnesty and Greenpeace is already well documented and reflects, the band say, their own views and the ideals of their audience.
You know, people ask me such serious questions, and I answer them. I'm that dumb. I'm very proud of the fact that U2 audience are active in that way, whether it's with Amnesty International or the AIDS Alliance or whatever it is. And they can have a laugh about it, but they're into it. See, that's what it... You know, there is this kind of people out there at the moment, the extremists, you know, it's like, you know, don't touch the plants, you know, because they have feelings too. Don't hurt the feelings, you know? It's like... You can't hit everything head on, but at the same time, you've got to do something about what's going on. We do live in a very serious situation. Things go on the way they're going. The world is going to be a very different place for the next generation, or our kids. And, you know, the air that they breathe, the places that they want to go and see that won't be there anymore. So it's all out there. I mean, you just don't want to labour the point, that's all.
For men who don't want to labour the point, the band have picked up a reputation for solemnity, one they feel isn't entirely deserved. So where did the serious image come from?
I think we should bear some responsibility for it ourselves. I think coming out of Ireland is maybe part of it, you know. It was such a fight to get, first of all, to get a deal, to get on the road, to get to make albums, that I think we were just a bit uptight more than anything. Getting a lot looser than we were, and I think that's the future.
So, while the band get on with loosening up, what does the future hold for fans who may not have managed to get tickets for the show this time round? Why single shows in smaller venues? And more importantly, will there be more?
We just said, well, let's go indoors, one night in each town, just cover North America as quick as we can, and go back to Europe and do the same thing. And then when we've done that, decide what we want to do. Just say hello and leave it at that. For a lot of fans, it's impossible to get tickets, and we're aware of that, and it's maybe a little unfair to leave it at this. So we think we'll come back and do some bigger shows and try and let everyone see us later on in the year.
Meanwhile, here's a little something to be getting on with.